Greetings, everyone. My name is Netherville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. The long-awaited version 1.9 update has finally been released yesterday. So today, here's the plan. I'll first go over the major new update, then try out some of the example levels, then move on from the levels you committed. Both 1.8 1.9. Primarily, hopefully focusing on the latter. Although we probably won't be getting that many 1.9 levels that are decent next week, as hey, update just came out with a lot of feature stuff. Due to the length of the stream, I'm not gonna have me reacts today, but I will have an art showcase today. Alrighty then. Do I sound better now? Let me see that. Huh. Okay, give me a moment. Is it better now, folks? I boosted mic a lot more now. Can you hear me? Okay. That was a weird bug that happened. Random issues that pop up. It's like the LPR's curse. Keep in mind, folks, that any level IDs you'll send in right now, I will not be able to cover until an hour or so later, probably. So please, just submit 1 or 2 levels. Don't just submit a bunch at once now. So anyways, to repeat myself so you can better hear it, the plan for today is, first go over the major stuff added in this update, then showcase some of the example levels, and then levels from you viewers, mainly 1.9, some 1.8, although we won't get to many 1.9 decent levels until next week because, hey, update was just released. Due to the sheer length of the stream, I am not going to be covering means of reacts today. I'm going to do it next week. Doesn't exist yet, Sylv. And they're not 8 million levels yet. Alrighty then. Let's pick one of the tracks. Seeing as this update focuses on stuff from Mega Man 7 to 11, let's see here. What can we pick? Nah. Okay, Junkman for now. Oh, new song in Misk. I see. Okay. Alrighty then. There are very likely some new backgrounds, but the site didn't exactly list what the new ones are, so... I'm just gonna mouse over them. The new remix is cool. Hang on, hold your horses, Jedok. I will get to the major feature in a moment. I usually start with the minor ones and build up to that. It's fun. Maker's fun, but usually you have to wait for new updates because it gets stale after a while. And today's the day. Same applies to tiles, so I will point something out. Now we have a more dedicated decorations tabs to place things. Decorations are tied to one of the new major features of this update, layering, which I am gonna get to after I cover the enemies. Actually, no, let me do layering first because that ties more heavily into tiling. Fence. There's some in-joke there. And we got individual lava, probably from a previous update, but thank you. Alright then, I would have covered enemies first, but I think it's more appropriate if we do this now. So, one of the major additions or new features that was announced in 1.9 is layering. Instead of everything basically being on 2 layers as in previous updates, those being the foreground and background, now we got up to 7 layers. The water layer, shadows layers, far back, close back, the main element of the stage like the foreground, close front, and far front. So now you can layer backgrounds potentially on top of each other and put stage elements in front of the player. So let's pick an example. Okay, place Mega Man here. That'll be the main element. Now let's say we're gonna place some water. Now this will always be on this layer, so it can't get confused. Shadows, of course, like the shadows you've seen before. Now for stuff in the far back. Let me see. And now to switch to something in the front. I see. There's a bit of limitation of how many backgrounds you can stack on top of each other so stuff isn't crazy, so we got back front for that. But if I switch to something like the decorations, as you can see, switch to Mega Man, this is behind him. See if I placed it right. It is possible to put the grass in front. I see. This is in the back, so it shows up there, so I need to switch to front. Although there seems to be some limitations of what can be placed where. The decorations are really good because before, you have to be very careful with where tweaking where stuff goes in order for it to work properly or look good, or just use text editing, but that could be finicky. Let's see. Yeah, it seems like each one does have a layer it's bound to. But more people who are actually better at this will be able to better showcase off. Now let's get to the enemies. Yeah, I'm always see, my experience with this game is more with the levels than the editor. I've never been good at these sorts of level editors. I'd rather just show these off in actual gameplay. That's why I tend to stumble less with covering enemies and bosses. It'll take a little bit of while to get used to where things are supposed to be assigned to each layer, but I've seen neat things. See, I'm more used to other engines or level designers where you can place almost anything on any layer. Like, okay, water, shadows, main elements, I can understand what's locked there, but I'm thinking of stuff like the photo editors where, okay, far back, close front, far front, you can put pretty much anything where you want there. Hello, Queen Monica, long time no see. Anyways, new enemies. Going from 7, we have Swim Metal DX, Astro Zombeg from the Shade Man stage, the spawner for them, and from 8, Succubaton, aka the succubus version of batons, Shururan spawner that jumps regardless of the player's proximity, so always jump attacker. From 9 we have Octone, hurls oil at you, and Camouflame Tal. It can disguise itself as any pickup now. Oh man, I feel like I'm gonna be so many jokes of placing fake M&E tanks everywhere. From 10, we got Neo Helimetal? No, they're already there. We got Momos, Momo spawners, a random Momo spawner, Dar spiders, Suzak and Fennec, aka the mid-boss, and Yonbane. Well, I recognize this from Macmol. Oh, we already have Momo, I see. And from 11, we have, for new ones, Arc Weldy, Fuseman, Boyorn. Ooh, immune to electric weapons. Also, I want to point out something that's not... It's immune. Immune to electric weapons. Glad they remembered that. Needs to spell check that a little bit more. Spawner. Lamper. Oh boy, And that's all the new enemies. Now, for bosses. We have, from 7, Burst Man. Is Burst Bubble by itself? Interesting. From 8, we got Tengu Man. I think this is a Tengu Man from 8, not End Base. From 9, we got Jewel Man and Galaxy Man. I'm still surprised that Galaxy Man won that voting gauntlet. From 10, we got Nitro Man. Probably the hard mode version. Cool one, love his weapon. And from 11, we got Fuse Man. Click on him to see where he can teleport, eh? Oh. That is interesting. So you can actually change what his teleport radius is going to be. That's really cool. Nope, you have to download files, I'm afraid. As for new weapons, from 7, we got the Slash Claw. At last, one of my favorite weapons from that game. The Scorch Wheel. Hopefully it's been buffed a bit. From 8, we got the Ice Wave. One of my favorite weapons from that game, too. From 9, we got the Plug Ball. From 10, we got the Rebound Striker. I wonder if it's been buffed. And from 11, the Acid Barrier. Excuse me. As for the new gimmicks / level objects, cracked ice platforms from Freeze Man. Think of them like the cracked box, but ice variants and slippery and shorter. Invisitiles, invisible decorations, platforms, ladders, spikes. Oh, Kaiser designers are gonna have a field day for this. Okay, if you mouse over it shows which layers they're locked to. Telltales. They count as both an enemy and a gimmick. Telltale Fountain? That's new. And Burst Water. Oh my goodness, they actually put the Burst Water in. I love that gimmick from Mega Man 7 and wish more fan games had something like that. Let's see, new bosses were Galaxy Man, Jewel Man, Nitro Man, Burst Man, Tengu Man, and Fuse Man. Let's see. From 8, the Walking Count Bombs, Slow Timer or Normal Timer, Lift Elevators, Lift Elevator Marks, Shoe Pond Front Door. Oh yeah, the train. And they can ride on the rails. Oh. So you can oil slide on top of them. The only spike in the game that won't kill the player on contact. Remember this for later, in the scenario they decide to add damage spikes. Okay, the bubbles. Flipping doors. Stay saved on checkpoint. Something's new in Mega Man 2? Okay. The strong acid dissolves Mega Man while the sound dissolves your patience. I already recognized this, but this is new. See, water drops act the opposite of acid drops in terms of... Wait, it can cool us down when overheating or clean up acid pools. The latter I already recognized from various mods, maker mods, like Kroby's for example, but cool you down, that's new. So, like base drops. Okay, to Mega Man 9, we have the anti-grav section, aka from Mega Man 9 Wily Tree. Hello Kitty's returned, although it's not that bad. But in this end, but with some of the levels people are gonna pull off, oh goodness. Nothing new from 10, I think. Let's see, in 11 we have Blast Sensor. Blast Sensor on and off. Blast Wires. Blast Wires on and off. So think like the explosive blocks that can create a chain reaction, but well, with wires this time. And as well as the crate. Oh, this has gravity, this doesn't have gravity. A big crate. And a scrapped car. Don't try in real life, kids. Alright, and now for maker objects in general. Let's see... Can I switch this? Ah, yes. What? Pink water? Okay. So now you can place different types of section-wide liquids. Before it was locked only water. Now I can switch it to water, chemicals, lava, whatever this purple goop is. Oh yeah, this is Burst Man's water, or Burst Man's water. And this is affected by the crystals, so cool. Like the liquid height crystal change. It's great. Nope, that's Burst Man water. Of course, he may have been experimenting with that drug. Lava, well... Let's see, so yeah, acid section, lava section, and burst section as an option. Time for the other major addition of this update, which came out of nowhere for me. Plushies! Fun-sized plushie versions of all your favorites. Discover all their secrets! So let's see, we got Cut, Ice, Guts, Wood, Quick, Top, Pharaoh, Stone, Plant, Grenade, him, let me think, Duo, Sheep, Splash, Galaxy, Punk, Bounce, and Cut back there. On the enemy side is the Mets, Big Fish, Buoy, and from the light side, Mega, or let's see, Rock, Blues, Bass, Roll, Jet Adapter, Power Adapter, Super Adapter, Rebel Adapter, Light himself, Wily, and back there. So yeah, most of these plushies have some special characteristics, especially the Roadmaster ones. I'll find it out on my own time. Yes, sitting on top of your head. And yes, the count bombs can be linked to each other. I'm not gonna demonstrate in the stage itself exactly, but... Let's see, level objects... how do I link it again? The walking bomb. So those are the major new features of the update. To summarize, layering in plushies, and of course the usual smattering of new enemies, bosses, weapons, gimmicks, backgrounds, etc. There are also a bunch of more minor changes that are going to be helpful for level designers. Like, you can use eyedropper and backgrounds to copy them. You can, by pressing and holding the shift key while changing an option, will now change other similarly connected objects. For example, let me switch my tiles around. For example, I can change all of them in one go instead of having to repaint everything. It's good. Oh, placing the same one less than one tile distance. Okay. And if you just land on top of them, it speeds them up. Overall, looks like a very promising new update that's been long awaited and long overdue, to be fair. So that was a quick and dirty overview that could have been done better with more rehearsal, but you know how it goes here. Now, for the thing I'm looking forward to the most, it is time to go through some of the example levels. Any new feature? It actually shows new for some of the new example for all the new example levels. This really should have been added earlier because it made more sense not having it when there were fewer number of example levels, but look at this. Look at the number of example levels currently in the base game. It's become necessary to have new. If anything, they might as well just put which version these example levels were made in, because there's quite a difference in quality between the example levels made in the very early day and present day. So, let us begin with this first example level, Forbidden Island by Handsoft. Okay, welcome to Jurassic Jungle. Even shows the effect that they're getting torn apart. I want to see just how strong the Slash Claw is. Does it pierce through enemy guards? Doesn't quite work against the fire pole. Give me a moment. I want to see if it pierces, for example, through the Sniper Joe shield. Well, it should. But I need to see just how strong it is. The new tile sets look pretty good. I did Tedley 569, 265. I'll see what I can do, Sunflower. Oh, hi, Phoenix. You're easier than the Magma version. Two shots the hotheads. As long as most of the attack goes through. This is a continuously hitting weapon, so I have to hit the hothead for the majority to get the 2 for 1. And yes, to echo Jaden's point, thank you to everyone who attended my Sage streams. I'm referring to both the viewers now and those who aren't here. Shows cool backgrounds, shows the layering between the two a little bit, but we don't really have stuff in front of us right here. Like, the grass is always behind. Aw, can't kill the Spinies. I love doing that in Magma too. Hey Panta, welcome to the launch party. In fact, the funny scenario, most of the people who attended the Sage streams aren't actually in the stream right now. Oh yeah, and before I forget, tonight I'll be covering Iron Meat, and tomorrow morning, X8 16-bit reimagining. Yep. It released on Friday. Of course. Can I pull off a win? Nope. I wish his weakness would have been the slash claw, as it would be more thematically appropriate, but I suppose this works. And I have to find him Buster only, no charge shot. GG. For what? Iron Meat is nowhere close to Iron Lung. Iron Meat is basically a Contra-like, side-scrolling, run-and-gun shooter. I repeat, Iron Meat is basically a Contra-esque run-and-gun shooter. Okay, so a solid start to 1.9. Now on to the second example level. I'm deliberately doing these out of order. This avatar. Next up is Drowned Mines by Wag King. Haven't you been able to color shadows in previous updates? Could someone else other than Hyper confirm or deconfirm that? Yes. The OG Shade Man background. The zombies are coming. The water is slowly going up and down by its own. Oh, would you look at that? This also affects the color of... Hang on, does it affect the color of the enemies too? It does. Anything underneath this water gets recolored a bit. That's not good attention to detail, I gotta say. Oh, that was through tile text editing, I see. It wasn't supported by directly by the well, okay, it wasn't directly supported by the text edit by the in-game level editor. Yeah, that's a bit of a finicky part of the layering right now, is that they're kind of locked to certain points. Why is there a bus randomly here? Into the gem mines. Nope. Okay. Behold. Base's new form. Oh shoot, it gets launched up. Oh my. Oh sure, Monica. Feel free to. I know what that is. I just made a joke saying, why is it randomly out here in the... in this gray site? Like in the... with the way that the level is trying to tell a story, it just looks kind of goofy randomly seeing it there. It's to introduce it in a safe environment, sure, but... But man, the devs are really stepping up their game if we have water like this, which not only recolors me but also rises up and down, and dynamically recolors the sprites, as you can see. I know it's just an overlay, but still. Up and at him. Goodbye, Suzak and or Finex. Hey J Butters, welcome. Oh yeah, of course it'd be you. And it's fitting his weakness would be the weapon that pierces shields. Thank you, Queen Monica. Adding your level to the queue. Adding the level suggestion to the queue. All these levels so far, I'd say, in terms of quality, are decent. I would change up the introduction with that exploding boss to be a little bit safer when combined with the walking count bomb. Otherwise, it's fine. Next up, Forest of Retribution by Bush Bacon. I can't wait to see what new levels people cook up in a week or two. I know people are cooking up some interesting levels today and yesterday, but they and by extension us, really need more time to get our feet wet. Hey Fortenium, you are correct. Oh, there it is, Fake Yashishi. Yesterday was the release of the long-awaited version 1.9.0 patch. So, a lot of new stuff has been added. I only really have 2 more things I want to do off stream. I can already see the ladder sticking out. That's actually a nice... See, this is a nice example of overlaying the waters over the ladder. Does Maker have controller support? Since day 1. Long story short, 1.9's hype. Time limit on the zombies, of course. Major new additions are actual layers for the... Major additions are actual layering support in the editor, so you can layer objects and tiles and decorations. The usual smattering of new stuff. And plushies. Yes. The grape water, aka Burstman water. Unlike the usual water in Mega Man where you drop like a rock until you hit solid ground underneath it, this one keeps you floating. Of course, the Scorch Wheel doesn't work underwater. Makes sense. And just like the water we saw in the previous stage, it also recolors everything to be more pinkish purplish. Hey Ulrich. I'm not sure how powerful the Scorch Wheel is, I need to experiment with it more. Succubats. And that's why we have the Scorch Wheel. Don't mind me passing through. Here it comes, Zero Grav. Yeah, Scorch Wheel was one of the weaker weapons in 7. Slash Claw was already pretty awesome with shield piercing being a fairly strong weapon. Scorch Wheel, kind of lackluster. Outside of weaknesses, and of course, burning the forest. Even for weaknesses, I'd only really use it for... I mean, even for weaknesses, there are alternatives. Shademan is new Phoenix pet. Behold my terrible accuracy! Exactly, only Burstman and Slashman are weak to the Scorch Wheel, but Burstman has 2 other weaknesses, and Slashman is weak to the Freeze Cracker as well, and the Freeze Cracker is easier to aim and use, and deals more damage, so what's the point? I'm sorry, that looked goofy. Well, looks like you survive. Bye, birdie. Go free. I agree, Maker needs more mid-bosses and fortress bosses. Next up is Hide and Seek by Handsoff. Have fun, Jaden. Statues of Fox Brothers. Hmm. 13. Oh, we gotta find Rock's brothers in order to escape from this place, and every time we find a brother, they heal us. That's the assignment. And every pickup they drop heals about 2 HP, doesn't it? Hey, Alec. Well, this is certainly a different take on a stage. Usually it just hides several keys, but here it's the life itself. Bump. I don't know if I'd use this music, but to be fair, there's no enemies here and the chance of dying is lower. Oh, phew. Yeah, it's just there to spook you. There's actually no risk of falling into a lava pit here. If anything, this might as well be a power adapter training stage. Well, that's the only other direction I can go. And that should be 13. I doubt they're gonna ever add creation code. They fear its power. 3 on the left, 3 on the right. And this really just feels like a power adapter training stage because there's pretty much no way of perishing here. No bottomless pits, no spikes, no enemies. Well, there is a way of getting stuck though if you run out of Thunder Beam. So yeah, this is like one of those very early stages you give to someone new to Maker. Next up is Roller Skate Rink by Bush Bacon. Oil Slider? I see what they're going now. Yep. Also, Girder is right in front of us. Right in front of the foreground. Oh no. That was my mistake. Only trains and oil can travel on top of these rails. For now, that is. What happened was I double pressed the jump button, so... Yeah, I keep missing it. I keep messing up this jump. We already have the ability to add a bunch of foreground layers, as well as fake pickups. Not to mention the plushies and whatnot. Not to mention stuff like the plushies and invisible platforms, spikes, etc. Combine all those together and suddenly you're in for a scary experience. Like, this update has a litany of tools that are... This update has a litany of tools that allow troll-level developers to have a field day. Sure, add it to the pile. Currently the level queue consists of at least 10 stages. Interesting. I need to be on solid ground when I jump, otherwise the whole slider dissipates. Or that happens. The usual slider annoyances. Made it this time. No, okay. Well, speaking of which, very obscure platforms. I see. Let me see. Oh my. Yep, multiple foreground and multiple background layers. Although, a lot of tiles seem to be locked to specific layers. I kinda wish there was a checkpoint there because, oh goodness. Yep, the invis platforms also include invis ladders and invis spikes. They're not quite invisible because they become visible if you get close enough, and they can be revealed with fire stuff. Annoyances with oil slider part DX. Not realizing you lost the oil slider mid-jump, or not realizing you have the oil slider mid-jump. Thank you, Buster. Add that onto the pile. Let me finish this and I'll update it. The arrows are not helping exactly. The issue is that this is your level buster is basically the 11th on the queue right now. After it'll be updated, so I fell for it. Okay, these arrows are fine. Then suddenly we have this. Oh, I could have survived that if I just went for it. I'm guessing it's trying to tell me, get off the oil slider and ride it. But that doesn't quite work because of the rails coming up. Again, if anything, the arrows are just making this more confusing. Move. There we go. Hardest example saved so far. Hey, Nitro. We went through this. Man, this motorcycle duel does not favor him at all. Like, this Dual Insider is one of the few weapons that straight up counters him, no matter if it's a weakness or not. It's impressive. Let's see, how many are left? That was a neat stage, although its difficulty makes it on the harder side, especially the last part. And apparently that was the last new example level. Interesting. It did show off the new layering, but with the new stuff added to this engine, surely there would have been at least 3 or 4 more example stages. Like this didn't even these didn't even really show off stuff like the blast wires or blast sensors or floating spikes. I get that they can't show off everything that can work with them, but it seems like a major feature that's missing. Or a major level that's missing. No chill spike, I'm afraid. Oh well, that's what viewer submit levels are. Alright, I'll be right back in a short moment, and then moving on to viewer submit levels. And I returned. Thank you to the 23 watchers and 2 watchers on Twitch. It's thanks to your continued support why I continue to produce new content for the channel. It's really appreciated. Hang on, Sylph, you already submitted a level. Wait for your previous one to be done. We got our queue is kind of quite packed today, so... Alrighty then, let's begin with this stage. Farewell to 1.8, but with Easter eggs and some things I miss, by Jidok. 65 plays and a score of 26. Let me finish this stage first, then I'll see Sylph. So, this is basically an overview of the major features that are at 1.8.x. I feel like this is a good stage to start off with because it's pre-pending what we've seen before moving on to some of the last 1.8 levels, then on to 1.9. Hey Aunt Daddy. I'm keeping the magic card. 28. Wait, did they change the graphics for this a bit? The object setters? Bye, Wiley. I don't recall it being... Oh, darn. I don't recall it being like this clear cut. Gravity doors, or rather astro doors. I don't know why most of us collectively decided to call it gravity doors. Gravity Man doesn't even have these sorts of things. Pick up, throw. Pick up. Use this to float. Fairly short level. Is there a part 2 to this? I mean... What? I didn't even really get into the plushies and all the features they have. That's its own thing. Question to Genok. Oh, what is the difference between all these 3 stages? I mean, if it's short enough, I'll just do this now. Just bum rush through it. Oh, Buster researched the entire thing, eh? Oh no. Uh-oh. So apparently I can't load the stage because, Ahem. So, I'm guessing it's because this level is using some assets from 1.8 that were updated for 1.9, and the changes make it so that, and 1.9 isn't backwards compatible with the 1.8 version, so this happens. So that's an oops moment. Okay, we'll go to Wawa Wood then. I'm not gonna... So, okay, here's the first of several 1.9 crashes. Second up is There Are Worse Aesthetics Than Cut Tiles by Wawa Wood, 29 plays, score 0. Oh my. Those are certainly some aesthetics. I expect some troll levels to have worse stuff than this. I can't see Scrap the stage. Is this a taste of what's to come? Version 1.9? Yeah, this is a taste of what to... Yeah, this is basically a taste of what's to come, version 1.9 edition light. Oh. Cut plushies! I'm standing here. Oh no. I get what you're trying to do with the stage, but why wasn't there a checkpoint there? This is supposed to show off bad aesthetics, not... Welcome to Background and Foreground Layer Abuse the Level. With your host, me. I do this so you don't have to. I should have known there was going to be some sort of spike like that. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book. Whee! Bank left. Come on. Yes. Okay, that was the end. Yeah, it's exactly what it says on the tin. But there's gonna be far worse ones. Like, this was bad in terms of obscuring my vision. I can easily imagine some combinations that would be much more painful to look at. I'm just gonna put it that way. Epilepsy warning and all that. What I'm saying is, and I'm frightened to say this, you can make an even worse looking one than this. P.S. Don't do that. And if you do decide to do that, do not send it to me. Alright, you want me to do it now? Okay. Absolutely, this was relatively in quote-unquote good taste because it was fairly short, fairly inoffensive, outside of a few trolls, but you don't lose that much time. And they were fairly in your face, like... oh gosh. Okay. Number 3 up is Dr. Tedley's Evil Fortress. 5 plays, score 0. You sent it to me now, so I'll just do it now. I'll cover your level pack sometime in the future. Only 15 minutes, eh? I mean, if you want to be a very basic way to make it even more painful, not painful in terms of vision, painful in terms of how to play would be to have a bunch more of obscuring stuff on the foreground layers and place a bunch of hidden spikes behind them. So players basically need to learn through trial and error what's safe and what isn't. That's why I said quote-unquote good taste. Buzzing, you say? Give me a sec. I think... okay, I see what the problem is. I have a fan going in the background. That's the source of the buzzing. Let me turn down my mic volume a little bit more. That should be a little bit better. Let me know if I should turn back up the volume. But thanks for watching, Flory. Thought so. That would be the easiest way to make it an annoying stage, but there are even more devious ways that are more complicated and more creative with their maliciousness, I'll put it that way. Hang on a sec. Okay, is this... nah. That didn't fix it. Maybe it did. Well, that's to be expected, Hyper. Sylv, I'm not gonna add more of the levels you're suggesting in the queue because you already suggested 2. Sorry. Wait for me to finish them, be patient. Write into a text document, and once I'm done, then submit it again. You can check the level queue. Oh, unless you're blocked from seeing the level queue. Let me check that then. Let's see. 15.493? What? That's very old. Okay, I'll check that out after this level, but I don't know. Gee, tanks are not spawning, right? Oh good, now you decided to spawn, right? This is why I wish some of these objects would spawn off-screen. Or partly off-screen. Sheesh. If this is here, I wonder how difficult the actual level pack itself is. Speaking of weird stuff... Do I have... No, I don't have that. I need ice. Not yet, Buster. There are 8 levels in front of you in the queue right now. I will guarantee this. If there are too many levels, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end with your stage still being the last level for today. Ooh, elevator section. Sorry. Such is the curse of trying to split my attention between the game and the chat. And of course, not everyone's listening to every single thing I'm saying all the time, so you may have been away when I said what levels I finished or didn't. And right now the level queue is kind of a mess, so I need to fix that. Freeze! Yeah, major update hype. The almost exact same thing happened when 1.8 hit the servers 2 years ago. There were so many levels in the level queue. Hey, Kozak. That was scary. Finger pointing. I didn't really play the level pack this is inspired by, so I don't really have context of what I'm doing here other than we're going to a fortress. Yeah, it's not that great, but it's far from the worst. It actually has some challenges. The most annoying point in the stage was, of course, the rock dropping there. But that suffers from the usual Mega Man Maker. Can't spawn off screen, but you have to be right under it. Almost right under it. Hi. Bye. What is the boss of the stage gonna be then? Boo Beam? When I say stage, I mean this section. I'm just saying from my perspective, this is like, okay, decent. Still would play this over many of the levels on the most popular queue though. It's at least better than many of them. Most of them, actually, to be fair. Boo Beam Devil. Alright, finale time. I can't wait to find a Mega Boo Beam. There are already plenty of ways people have fixed the Boo Beam trap, so I want to see a Mega version. The one that we tear apart piece by piece by piece. same. Rematch it? Well, okay. It makes sense in the context of this, but... what even is your weakness? I don't think it's the Firestorm, I think it's something else. Laser. Oh my goodness, why did you put instant net spikes in the arena? Well, at least you're weak to this weapon. Jump for joy. Nope, not there. Oh, alright, that's one way to make Toadman tougher. The, because of the randomized weapon weaknesses, now I can't really just suss it out easily. That's one thing of playing these level packs without playing the levels before them. It's hard to tell what's an obvious weakness. What? Like Metal Blade? I don't have the context to figure out why is the Metal Blade his weakness. Well, as I eliminate more and more of them, it gets easier. Because when I think Toadman, I think frogs, so okay, probably electricity because water connects electricity. No? Okay. Punch it? Laser? Crush him? Punch him? Metal Blade was kind of the last one because I'm going in order, so yeah. It's not obvious enough. Alright, I've been here already. I hope you're weak to fire. Good. That's the one that was most obvious. Ring. Oh gosh, why would this be the weakness? Alright, yeah, fix that. I guess 3 strikes, you're out? Yeah, if I could only attach the names... Okay, these are stand-ins for other bosses, so... That's the other thing of why this is difficult for me. Because I don't know their actual names, and if I knew their names before going in, I could more obvious figure it out. Of course, sometimes the names aren't really obvious what they mean too, because... Okay, Bramble, Penny, maybe... Baby Jump? Griffith Lamar? What? Alright, process elimination means it's... Oh. Actually, several weapons didn't really get their shot. Oh boy, I forgot which one I didn't do. Oh, I thought I did you already. Well, makes sense. This is water-based, I guess. Hey, Darkman. That was easy. And now for the final level of this, fortress. Alright, we went from, going from Mosquito to Cheeto. What even is your level pack? We're outpacing the camera for a bit. The charge machine. Alright, the fists are not going to be exactly helpful here. Maybe the heart. Yeah, for once this is useful now. GG, only one phase. Bootleg big pets. Charge pets. Okay. For me, at least, it feels mostly like it existed. So, thanks for sending it, I guess. Now, let me check what Sylv said. Did I cover this stage before? No I haven't. But it's from really early on, so I'm gonna stash it away for later. 1 sec. Alright, I'm back, folks. I've tweaked the mic settings a bit more. Can you still hear me properly? Okay, good. I actually, for some reason my microphone sensitivity settings got messed up, so at the beginning it was very quiet. I don't know why it happened, but it happened. Alright, forward up is Electromagnet Man by Fromage, or Fromage, 16 play, score -3. Oh, you can hear my fan? Let me fix that. That better? I did see it, Tedley. I'm gonna say just wait until your level pack is ready, then send it in. It'll work better that way. Okay, this should be a little bit better. Now you shouldn't hear my fan again. That much, at least. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Newbie. Yeah, if I were to rework the stage, I would... If we were to rework the stage, what we'd do is basically focus the stage so it works more in the first half than the second half. Like, the first half is fine. It's the second half when we get the reverse gravity where things get a bit too overwhelming for most people. Oh gosh. Our stage ended up being kind of interesting because it was polarizing. Like, a lot of people didn't quite like it, a lot of people liked it as well. But if we were to redesign it, yeah, we would rethink quite a few things, I'll put it that way. Oh, pff. I wish the background was had a different color. This is getting confusing. One, two. I wish I had the bouncy balls. I don't actually mind the gimmick so much as to the background making it a little bit hard to distinguish what's happening. Are you... I see. I tend to enjoy levels which push a lot of things, a lot of elements to the fullest of the player. But we pushed a little bit too far with the second half of the stage. With this stage, using it as a comparison, my issue isn't really even the gimmicks themselves. It's the background. Trying to distinguish the laser beams from it is a bit of a pain. That's it. Up, up. I wouldn't change anything about the stage itself other than the background here. I can see a comparison here, like, I have a little bit of frustration, but it's not too bad. But I do have to quiet down and pay more attention to stuff. Like, I don't mind stages which put a lot of things, push a lot of things in the player at once. My issue here was that the background itself made it hard to distinguish the laser beams unless I carefully paid attention. But I don't think the intention was to obscure the lasers. It's not quite the best comparison because with that one it had more gimmicks thrown at you. And the problem with the second half that I keep getting back into is that in several screens there are 4 or 5 gimmicks together at the same time. Like upside down, like reverse gravity, switch blocks, reflect blocks, and sometimes some annoying and sometimes Yokus, and that can become overwhelming. Oh my goodness, that could have gone really bad. If I were to rework the stage, we would focus it on just two main gimmicks, the deflect blocks and the mirrors. Oh yeah, can't forget about the mirrors. So 4 or 5 gimmicks in the second half of the stage, which for most players becomes too overwhelming. Exactly. Interesting comparison because, for example, I know Mega Marino loved our stage, Mirror Woman, but... As I think you attended our commentary, our dev commentary, Minubi, so you already know our feelings and what we would change. And knowing the target audience for Magmal Tree, yeah. Now, if you were setting to something like that was more Diet Kaizui, then maybe it could get true. Who wins at a fist fight, Mirror Woman or Celestial Woman? It's obvious, Celestial Woman. She has 5 health bars. No question. She has 5 health bars and Toho-esque attacks. There's absolutely no question. No. Why this one? Actually, this isn't so bad. I would disagree. I would put the checkpoint after that because the hardest sections are again out there. Again, I'm gonna reiterate this point. My issue with this stage isn't so much the gimmicks themselves, it's the choice of background which makes it hard to focus on them or distinguish. Like a bright blue background like this with the flashing lights, no, don't do that. Oh my. Spin. Be careful not to get crushed. Like, Top Man's background is fine when you don't have to worry about the yellow projectiles that try killing you. Okay. Thank you, Sylv. That level's already in the queue. See, when I'm underground, it's perfectly fine. The background becomes... See, here's the thing. When I'm underground like this, it becomes perfectly fine. The background complements... Ooh, boy. That's cool. The background complements what's going on screen. Alright, now this stage is getting more unique with its stuff. Props. Yeah. There's my Mega Boo Beam. Slide to the left, slide to the right. And the reason why I'm piping up so much here is that I actually like all the gimmicks and enemies placed here. It is tricky and challenging, sure, and it forces you to slow down and pay attention to the patterns. It's just that it's quite let down by the backgrounds, and I don't want this. I don't want your level to go to waste. I don't want players to get so frustrated they just leave. Yeep, that was close. Do the shuffle. Like, stuff like this is cool. The funny thing is, underground is visually fine, it's just overground. So you're almost there. So you're already almost there. Slide game. Swing your blocks from side to side. Yee! I slid too far. Right. I will say this is too soon. Gotta remember, here you gotta preemptively do it. This is more interesting than the previous stage I played through, that's for sure. It's not the jumps, it's having to preempt a few things. And of course, some animations not quite reflecting how dangerous or fast some assets are. Not the worst example, see the vertical cogs. I found the fast way through this section at least. See, those spin at normal speed, this one's fast. That's what keeps throwing me off. Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh my... Of course. I thought that was a safe spot. One more. Go, 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 go. I was trying... Yeah, of course. When it lags, jumping becomes more of a scrap shoot. I prefer to do aesthetics last. Namely because I'm not good at them. Unfortunately, the block gimmick here in this engine is kind of janky, as you can see. Like, last time it behaved differently. And this screen alone is the bane of my existence. I wish there was more sections involving the blocks rather than the cogs. It's not the needle timing I'm not a fan of. It's the rollers. Especially on this screen because it's so easy to flip off. No. Alright, I'm gonna stand here. Now I can see what's going on. Go, 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 go. And go. Ah, we're out of this hellscape. Hardest part of the stage was the first section, the one room with the tree cogs, the last one, and one screen somewhere. Yeah, no, I'm doing it full health. You don't need to tell me, Tedley. But see you later. Water. This is a stage that could be great, but this is a stage that could be almost good or good, but is held back by background or particular screen issues. Which is a shame because it's pretty fun. If you put those aside, those are pretty fun. And I'm not just saying that in the sense that, oh, at the heart of the stage is good. I'm just saying that with one fairly minor change and one moderate change, this could be a lot greater. It's held back by some additions that could be excised. Or to put it another way, decent work, Roberto. You're getting there. Like, your stage is already better and it has more things to talk about than most of the stages, pretty much all the stages that are usually posted on the most popular queue. And I honestly prefer playing through stages or stuff that have things to talk about or raise discussion, rather than levels that are just completely forgettable and are boring. And your stage is one of them, one of the former. I did. Thanks for adding your level, Chora. I'll see if I can do it. Today we're really packed in terms of level queues, so we'll see. I can see why I got a negative score. Let me put it this way. If you change the background on the above ground areas, I'll immediately give it a thumbs up. I want to reiterate this point because it's important. I tend to prefer levels in games which prompt discussion or prompt discussions for me, even if they're not that interesting, over ones that are just exist and are forgettable. Fifth up is Roll Chan Puzzle Quest Mind's Cavern Demo Version by Oscar. 22 plays, score 7. Keep it up, Alberto. You're making progress. Oops. Well, we have this one. I didn't mean to sign up there. Let's try it again, shall we? Yep. Indeed, Zen. Now no longer is it limited to text edits. Actually, one of the stages where a dodge roll may come in handy. At first I liked the dodge roll, but unfortunately, the way most stages are designed in Mega Man Maker and Mega Man Classic in general, it's counterproductive to use it. It's better to just have the infinite roll or regular slide. Now, there are a few stages where it does come in handy, but those mark the exception rather than the rule. Bye. Okay. I should have expected that. Your level did get in the queue, Sunflower. It's just that there are a lot of levels. Bye again. The dodge roll is supposed to be a side grade to the regular roll, but unfortunately, there aren't that many stages where being able to avoid enemy attacks by rolling through them is useful. This is not one of those games where it could come in handy, I'm afraid. Well, you may be seeing Joe again tonight, depending on how things go. Well, I'll be bringing some more folks onto the... Oh, Spikes. I'll be bringing some more folks along the way, too. Like... turning on the torches, but being careful not to make too much. Okay, what if instead of dodging just locking out of your slide, your next roll just isn't a dodge roll? I would like that. That way the dodge roll is just a straight up upgrade to the regular roll. But you don't lose out on the abilities of the regular roll / slide. If that happened, I'd be perfectly fine. It's supposed to be an upgrade, but it really feels like a downgrade slash side downgrade. And as I keep telling you, Jaden, he's not interested in Noctis. I get you want to get more people interested in that game, but please, you're trying to attract people to a niche, very difficult platformer. You need to understand that. Partners in time, maybe. I've been telling you since last week, Jaden. Remember, if I'm gonna bring them on, it's gonna be for games that they like, or it's for things they've worked on, or if it's not a niche title. Noctis is one of those games where it's designed for a very specific niche, and most people in the audience are not in that one. Even I am not technically in that one. The only reason why I beat that game on Noctis mode is because I was really stubborn and I wanted to get the achievement. Funny you say that, Sylv. Beating Dark Souls would be easier than beating Eterna Noctis. Like, I know I'm gonna be bringing up some other co-commentators, but if you're gonna recommend stuff, pick stuff like 9 Years of Shadows. Got it. Okay, I need to get across. Oh. I see the problem here. If only I could pan the camera down. Gotcha. Really? I thought it was gonna be on the other end. I'll loop around the other way. I forgot. Let's see, now I can swing across and get the key. A ground is again... it's basically an open world building game, so... probably not. You want to pick something that's a 2D or 3D platformer, probably. That isn't super hard. Sammy Roll could work, because there are a lot of ways to make that game easier which are never utilized. I'm going. How long is this stage, Oscar? I appreciate that this level is actually going for something, but... Let me out. I'm in the last one. Which Spark game? And if you really want to, just ask Joe yourself, Jaden. Instead of trying to do it through me, just ask him directly. I haven't even really played Spark, so I don't know. Well, I know they found Spark 2 or 3 fun. But if you really want to be sure, Jaden, just ask Joe directly through DMs. Like, I feel it's better than just going through me indirectly. Especially when you're asking me to talk about games I haven't even played yet. Or don't know that much about. Alright, time for the Great Escape. Wait. Right. Joe likes Sonic Adventure 1. Okay. Is this how we're gonna do it? Yep. Pick up Tro. And the reception of Adventure 1 when it was released was pretty decent. Phew. To be fair, actually, when Adventure 1 was originally released, the reception was pretty good, but it got tempered. But even for a demo version, this was pretty fun. Going into this, I was kind of worried this is going to be a little bit more of your blast stages, but this is actually posed an interesting set of challenges. So currently this is my favorite level of the episode. It would have been Fromages or Alberto Mages if the level was better. Anyways, you're up, Sunflora. I don't know, Jaden. You'll have to ask Buster about it. Sixth up is Skybase Factory by Sunflora Azumarill, 14 plays and a score of 5. Again, I barely know anything about the Legend series. That is one of the series in the Mega Man Classic timeline or the Prime timeline I know the least about. Those would be ZX and Legends. What? But How is that possible, Sylv? Mega Man Legends was also released for the Nintendo 64. I'm just trying to think... never mind. I just find it well, if you didn't know it was released for the Nintendo 64, I guess. But here's the thing. X7 was released for the PS2. Legends was released for the PS1. How would they be cooking Legends and X7? Well, I could see that. Well, I could see that happening, but it'd be really strange if they went from Legends to X7. Loading times seem a little bit longer, but I don't know. Let me check. When was the sub-series released? Okay, Mega Man Legends was originally released on December 18th of 1997. And just to be sure of something, Mega Man X7 was originally released in July 17th of 2003. So, almost 6 years later. Like, you got... your history... I know you said I'd tank, but if we're talking about history, you're really off. Well, it could be worse. It could be someone else and get... Well, it could be worse. You could be a certain someone else in the server who gets the dates even further wrong. At least you had the roughly right idea. Oh, don't worry, Sylv. I trust your math more than a few other people. Oh. Nice use of the foreground here. That's how we know it's a 1.9 level. I think this is the first 1.9 Veersmith level I've played so far. I'm using the Japanese release dates, Jaden, so, you know what? Let me check right now. Ocarina of Time. Okay, Mega Man Legends was released on December 18th, 1997. Ocarina of Time was released on November 21st of 1998. So yes, Ocarina of Time came after, which is quite interesting actually, because I've seen a bunch of people describe Legends as 3D Zelda inspired, or kind of feels like a 3D Zelda game. Oops. Which is really funny because, honest to light, if Ocarina of Time released 1 year before Legends, I think Legends design would have been influenced quite differently. I think some aspects of Legends designs would have been influenced or done quite differently. Oh well. We can see what happens with Legends 2 then. As a reminder, I only know the vague aspects of what Legends universe is, other than it takes place several thousand years following the end of the classic timeline. Everyone is basically human robots, successors. The most of the world is flooded, and we have Mega Man Roll. And of course, the classic Tron Bon. Yeah. I know. I'm sorry, Buster, but I think I know what you're referring to. That's part of the joke. They were likely developed mostly in parallel with each other, but the joke is one ripped off the other. Jade, when I was referring to Jade, see with that, Jaden, that's part of the joke. I was just ripping on the fact that some people think if, because the game was released X months after one other, the latter game ripped off the previous one if they have similar design principles. When in reality it could be the sense of convergent evolution. Oh my... I almost got fossilized there. And remember, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And you bet your metal butts that Legends 2 would take direct inspiration from one of the hottest and well-regarded 3D action-adventure titles of that generation. Like, putting aside your overall thoughts or expectations on Ocarina of Time, it was even for its time, very influential and very well liked. Still is. So of course, other video game development studios think, hey, we should see what they're doing and take what seems to work best for us. Challenge accepted, Buster. I'm gonna look it up after this level. Oh, no bombs. Oh my good. Whoa, boy. Wait. Thank you, Rajolt. I'll be able to cover it next week. It's probably one of the situations where the quote, with a shortened version of the quote has displaced the long version. I wish most Megacorps did that, Sylv. They're not the only ones, I'm afraid. Oh wait, as for this... Hey Hardgus, as for the stage itself, it basically is a train stage, and a pretty fun one at that. Actually, hang on a sec, yeah, it's 6. We started out as a sky level, went through the sky base, and now suddenly we entered a train station. We're fighting Metal Man. It was actually fairly well constructed with the challenge progression and everything that I usually talk about that makes a good stage. So currently I'd say this is my favorite level of the episode. I don't know if I consider it to be traditional. It's probably more of a fortress stage than a traditional stage, but we did enter a sky base or sky fortress. Hang on. He's taking the blocks falling on him like a champ. Okay, hold that thought for later, Jedok. I'm gonna discuss it later. Please. Okay, first let me talk about this stage, then I'm gonna talk about that. Skybase Factory started out as entering the Sky Fortress, then we entered the factory, and then we escaped on the train or truck system. Each section of the stage stood out from each other, had its own set of challenges, and was overall pretty fun. Now, as for the other topic... Alright, to summarize what's happening, I'm just gonna say it in 2 minutes and just gonna set the record straight here because I don't want to repeat that. Pocket Pair, the developer and publisher behind the game Palworld, is being sued by Nintendo and TPC for patent violations. Yes, it took 5 years since the game's release for them to be sued, but they're being sued for patent violations, supposedly. What patents right now? We don't know. We can only speculate what patents that Nintendo and TPC are suing for, but they haven't disclosed it yet, so it's up to speculation. There are some ideas of what it is, but again, you have to wait and see. And the last thing I'll say is, I think a lot of software patents should never have been patented in the first place. Frankly, most of them. That's all I'll say on the matter. I'll continue my discussion on it once we get more information on the whole topic. It's too early to tell, unfortunately, so we'll wait and see. I don't want to give more baseless expectation. But I want to reiterate one point. They're suing over patents. They are not suing over copyrights. They are suing over patents. Now, let me go back and respond to everything else. I'll be looking forward to playing Legends. Indeed, Golden Bulls. For version 1.9 is an impressive update, and I've barely seen any new, and I've barely scratched the surface. Yeah, okay, I double checked, and yeah, the full quote from Oscar Wilde is that. But here's the thing, though. I disagree with the second half of the statement. The first half to me is more accurate because, why shouldn't you just borrow the stuff that worked for other things? I'm not saying that I just copied them wholesale. There's a difference between copying and imitation, but that's just me. But on the other hand, I understand the issue of just imitating things from better games and not understanding how they work. So it ends up being a pale imitation of the original. Or worse, it ends up being a perfect imitation, but it doesn't quite work for the game or games in question you're making. Oh, hi MP3 and JPEG. Yeah, licensing. But, yeah, Panta, people are speculating heavily. Please wait until we have more details, then I'll elaborate more. Pixel Boy, that joke's not relevant. Thank you. And the way, as for the imitation thing, I like to prefer the first half of the statement because, well, on one hand, yeah, you should borrow what works better, and the other side is that you should be flattered if someone decided, hey, I think your work is good enough that I want to borrow elements from it. If anything, that makes me flattered. Like, if someone decides to borrow elements from, or are directly inspired by elements in one of my stages, I'd be happy. Even if they decide to make fun of some elements, I'd still be happy, because they decided to put the time and effort and show they actually care enough to functionally be inspired to make a derivative work. Okay, so let's just put it on the pile and we'll work on that next week. Alright, 7th up is Gutsy Grind by Chomby. 23 plays, score 4. If anything, or on another note, if someone is inexperienced or not as skilled, the only thing they can do is copy without modifications. That's what I find is the difference between pure blind copying versus imitation. Like for example, when I started on my LP series, or LPing and my YouTubing career, even nowadays I've imitated a lot of more popular YouTubers. Even some of my mannerisms I took from other folks. Like, one of my main inspirations for getting into LPing was Ron Mitchell and the Great Clement. You may have noticed that I borrowed a few of their mannerisms. Okay, solid start. What? Coding libraries? That is a take I haven't heard of. Oh my gosh. They're getting realmed. Again, I'm not gonna comment on that until more information comes out. I stopped saying that once I realized it was a little bit too silly and people started commenting on it. Now, why would I want to wash it off? I like this design. And now I can grind on the rails. Yeah, Toodles means bye, but some people commented on how silly it was, and I decided, Yuzu is a different situation because they were... It wasn't directly stated, but they did take some heavy liberties with some of Nintendo's assets, among other things. I'm saying it in the nicest way possible. Like, this is different. Why would Nintendo sue Mega Man Maker? Like, that's a different IP. If anything, that would be Capcom's purview. Like, they don't own the rights to makers in general, or level designers in general. If anything, then it would have to sue Capcom for the level creator mode for Powered Up. I get Nintendo being protective of their IP and patents, but they're not going to just try suing other IPs. They're not going to just try suing fan games from other IPs. Especially when they don't even contain any of the mostly any of the IP properties either. If anything, if they get away with it, it would be kind of embarrassing for the actual IP owner. But so, like when a branch of Sony sued another branch of Sony, Sylv. Can't wait for that, yeah. That one was the funniest. Are we I mean, they could try, but they don't own anything in regards to level designers in general. If they did, well, Let's just say Nintendo would be able to sue a lot more companies than just the fan game developers, and frankly, that would be even more dumb of a patent. Okay, this is like the rail grinding stage. This is like the rail grinding example level, but I like it more because it has a softer difficulty curve and doesn't just throw you immediately into the fray. And hey, it also involves count bombs. If anything, I think this should have been the example level. Meanwhile, Sega of Europe lays forgotten. Whoops. I don't think it's really the decoding see... okay, moving from speculation to opinion, I don't think it was the decoding methods because, well, Ryujinx has to decode it somehow as well. What I think really happened was they included some links to copyright material elsewhere. It's not the decoding method itself. It was other things in relation that were not the wisest. Or to put it another way, they flew too close to the proverbial sun. Because I'm gonna ask you the question, Panta, how does Ryujinx play the Switch ROMs? Okay, it's gonna bounce. Jump! See, it wasn't the donations or putting in decoding methods. Well, or how it's supposed to decode. Not counting, for example, I'm not counting about the... excuse me. I'm not referring to getting the... This is turned into Bomb Man stage. No, Guts Man, sorry. Now, when I'm talking about decoding, I'm not talking about getting your Switch key. That is separate. I'm talking about decoding the games using that key. So, Ryujinx does the same thing, Jaden. Ryujinx, Dolphin, Citra, Rip. They also solicit donations. My interpretation of the whole matter was, it doesn't have to do with the decoding, or the key, or soliciting donations. The problem was they may have hid pre-release bells that could play certain games behind higher backer tiers, which could be construed as being... which could be construed as saying, hey, you can pay more to get a paid emulator to play some games early. Or the secret links to various pirated ROMs. Oh gosh. Whee! This is a case where, Jaden, you should do the research. Like, we discussed this before about emulators taking donations. Like, Dolphin takes it, Ryujinx, Citra, for Rip Citra, RP's, the PS3 emulator, the PS2 emulator, I think it's Enya as well. Like most modern emulators nowadays take donations. That isn't really the problem. Whoops. Oscar, are you listening to the conversation? Okay, I see what I need to do. Again, why would the Nintendo sue Mega Man Maker of all things if they decide to make a Mario Maker 3? Why not sue or why not just DMCA all the other Mario level creators out there? I'm not talking about Lunar Magic, but stuff like, for example, Super Mario Bros. X. Why not that first? Ah. I'm just trying to figure out why would Nintendo decide to go after fan games that supposedly compete with their own product but don't really, when they already have several fan games which do that. Darn it. How am I supposed to do this? Whoa, language. How am I supposed to do this? Oh, okay. That's what I've been trying to do, and oh gosh. Oh no. Oh, phew. No! Ah, I thought I was gonna stay frozen for longer. Whoa, let's ease up on that, Jaden. We haven't reached the point to TikTok conspiracy theorist. They haven't tried tying this over to some global conspiracy. I say that as someone who has to moderate and remove some of those in other communities. Okay, this isn't so bad if I do it this way. Oh my goodness, I don't recall that. If that did happen, that is dumb. Like, come on, man. Oh no, oh no, no, no. I didn't realize the rail there. We're almost there, though. I was more worried about something else happening. Oh, if I just held right, I'd be safe. Darn it. This section wasn't actually that bad. What happened was I had the wrong idea for how to do this. That's what caused me to get oh my gosh. Look, plushie! Huh? How do I do this? Whoop. Okay. That was his final attack. Da-da. Okay, despite some frustrations due to me misunderstanding how to do this, this is one of the best explanations or showcases of both the walking count bombs and more so with the grind rails. Well, the grind rails without the trains, to be fair. So, tracks, I suppose. Much better job than the example level and less frustrating than that. I'd swap the two. Alright, I'm kind of running low on time, so we're gonna end with Buster Stage. So the 8th and final level of the stream is I Made a Long 1.9 Showcase Level and I Don't Know What to Call It by Buster. 21 plays, score 4. Yeah, considering half the other levels he played in the stream, this is clearly not going to be as long. To be fair, 1.9 is a hefty update. But yeah, my apologies if I sound too snappy or harsh to you, Oscar. I just want you to understand why your train of thought just doesn't seem to line up. And remember, especially for fan projects, companies first prefer the DMCA. It's far cheaper to do that. Let's go! Okay. Plushies can activate switches. Cutman goes further. Oh look, shatter blocks. As we saw in there, Iceman can create these platforms. Shooting the Gutsman plushie through the blocks destroys them. Shooting Woodman does nothing. Top spins like a top. Wait. I should use a special weapon against them. Oh, Woodman's heavier, I see. Oh, thank goodness. This actually... Firing the quick plushies actually frees the force beams. Oh, you don't know the half of it, J Butters. This is far from the worst injustices, I'm afraid. It gets far, far worse. Whereas most other plushies fall right through the sand, Fairman just treats the plushies as solid. Stone plushie, are you okay? Grenade Man probably also detonates the grenades. I don't know what base does. Probably the neutral. Grenade Man's knocked by explosions, other plushies aren't. That's interesting. Shooting the plant plushie creates the plant barrier. You know, that's quite interesting, as I would think it'd be the other way around, but the Stone Man was built like a non-OSHA certified brick wall. Duo flies up like this. Sheep Man electrifies on top of the elect blocks. Oh boy. Let's see. Splash Woman creates water when shot. Big Fish is a fish. Fooey moves as well. Water. Oh my goodness, wait. Game's lagging. Too much water. Heals me too. Pluto Cat. They look like a Sonic character this small. So Galaxy Man travels further. They pounce. Pluto pounces. Punk, of course, has the Screw Crusher. Is Chainsaw Wheel. Here's the rest of the plushies. All those up there do exactly the same thing. I don't know what Bounce Man does. He must do something. Oops, I broke this. Treble, sorry. So that's Treble, sorry. With the similar color schemes, I thought it was Pluto. No, it's Treble. Bounce Man rebounds. And now bosses. Okay. I remember them. They affect the weather depending on what you hit them with. Rain or snow. Ow. Even though it doesn't look like I'll make it, you make it. Bubble. Bounce Man's bouncier, of course. Oh, okay. Thought I could sneak past. Thanks for the heads up, Jedok. I was warned about that earlier as well. That's one way to have top solids. Hey, Tengu. Rude. Oh my goodness. It's been quite a while since I last played Mega Man 8. I'm dead. I can't even open the menu to use utilities. Force of habit to avoid the corners. That's how we do this. There are 6 new bosses added in this update, so... I guess we're gonna have 6 teleporters. Let's pay attention this time. Right, of course, the acid shield protects against acid. What a concept. Does it also regenerate the shield? No, it doesn't. What? Excuse me? Did you see that flash? Okay. Here we go. Burst Man water. I'll just call it burst water or grape juice. Yep, there it is again. It's like it suddenly snaps to a different position before remembering I have to be back here. Let's Tango Burst. Alright, just like old times. Although this time the charge shot's better. You gotta be quick though. I don't know if it's quicker or slower than that game though. I know the acid barrier completely destroys him, but I want to do it fairly once. If you can isolate into the right wall, Burst Man becomes a lot easier. Oh, close. I hope there's an option to nerf the durability of the bubbles. Oh yeah, Arc Weldy, Ice Edition. Easier than Mega Man 7s in every level. Makes sense. Also helps that the Buster Charge Shot deals 3 damage. Ice Wall time. Is it safe to walk on those? I guess so, even though they still look spiky. But I remember it from the trailer. Same. Jewel Man. He jumps when I try jumping. But he always does a tall jump. Oh, yeah, retaliates immediately in my direction. First time for each of them, so I want to do it fair. Easy mode. So that was the jewel stuff. Who's up next? Nitro. Here comes the Nitro trains. Well, they're not really the Nitro trains, they're Clown Man's trains, / Magic Man's trains. Well, close enough. Fire! Oh shoot. Healing water, eh? So, damage over time. Interesting. Is this the first damage over time effect in Maker? What happens if I take... Okay. Like that. Will this heal me back up to full? It will. So it doesn't track the amount of damage I take from heat versus damage I take from enemies separately. If I stand at the cooling fountains, I'll get healed up. And specifically, I need to stand in the heat in order to take damage. And they only heal me in hot weather. Which is fair, but it's nicer than I expected because normally I think they'd only heal the amount of damage I took from heat, not also from enemies. Okay, I turned on easy mode. Let me out of here. Even got the last hit. Alright, we got actual elevators from Mega Man 8. Time for the last two masters. This is Fuse Man. Kaboom! Fuse Man, but we have a bunch of blast tiles. Fuse Man with blast tiles and everything in regards to that. So we got all the bombs, explosives, and whatnot. Bombs, explosives, wires. Take your pick. Okay, if I stand there, I'm safe. Oh, that keeps messing me because I think that's not a solid object. It is. Oh, okay. Alternate strategy. Don't you love the easy button? Don't you hate when that activates? Lit fuse, man. Looks like they're shot up by any explosion. That also counts the bomb drone. So, yeah. Okay, jump. Oh my goodness. Why is this the hardest screen? Oh, I overshot this time. Yeah, this is the safer way. Now go, go, go! Buster's mine. Just need to mash sliding more. Won't do anything. Now this'll do something. Even in Blastman's original stage, seeing that was funny. Alright, Fuse Man. He has a speed gear power-up, so that's what I'm gonna be most worried about. Let's try it again, shall we? Up, down, slash. Oh. That felt easier than in Mega Man 11. That may be just me, though. Alright, Galaxy Man. Dodge. I'm already used to this place. And the song. The splitters, the bouncy guys. Zero gravity. Birdie. Next up is Galaxy Man himself. Alright. That minor clipping on the side, that seems fairly accurate. Like all the previous ones, at least there was only one hard crash, and I think that was due to an outdated level. Oh, I guess it's the mini-boss gauntlet. Come down here. Oh, you don't want to come down? Fine. Oh, now you want to come down? What changed your mind? I wonder. It'd be funny if they got sucked in somehow. GG. They'll get fixed, I'm sure of it. It'll take time as people report them, especially with larger products like this and the larger scope that entails, and the fact that this is mostly made by fans means that some bugs will slip through. Heck, even for professional teams, sometimes, but quite often bugs slip through. As much as I complain about the funny drop button input registration issue, I still quite like Mega Man Maker. I complain more because I actually care about this game and I want to see it keep succeeding. I want to see more updates like this. Maybe not the same level major because I'd like more frequent updates instead of having to wait years. But this is cool. Really cool. And I can't wait to see more of this stuff in the future. Like, we haven't even seen the fullest extent of how these gimmicks can be used. Like, we haven't explored the full potential, nor have we seen how they can be fully combined with the pre-existing assets, because there's a whole bunch of other fixes that were made, plus unintended and intended interactions. Not to mention I didn't really fully explore all the other quality of life features added to the editor. So yeah. I'm afraid not applied, but you can send it and I'll take it next week. So thank you all for attending the stream and submitting your levels. So let me put it this way. Of the 8 levels I covered in today's morning live stream, my favorite one would be Gutsy Grind by Chombi, with an honorable mention going to Sunflora Azumarill's level. Good job, you two, and thank you to everyone else whose level was covered today. It's real appreciated. If anything, I'm more looking forward to what's going to be showing up next week, once people get more used to the new features and some of the bugs are fixed. That's going to be really cool. So, with all that said and done, it is time to conclude with the art showcase. A mock-up of a new character for Stratos Scruffy 2, Anton. Okay. Sin. I'll see you tomorrow, Buster, for X8 16-bit reimagining. I will say this for 16-bit, don't treat it as a demake, treat it more like a reimagining. Another attempt at making Anton Blast poster. Nice. Summit. Blue Sky Kingdom and Happiness Charge Precur by Toei. Anton and Annie renders by Summit. Alright then. This concludes the art showcase and subsequently the stream. Tonight in about less than 6 hours, we'll be playing some Iron Meat. And tomorrow morning, X8 16-bit reimagining. Thank you to everyone who either submitted their level, submitted their art, or simply participated in chat. It's thanks to your continued support why I continue to produce new content for our channel. It is really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other piece of content on the channel, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help it out. Don't forget to follow me on X, Mastodon, co-host, and Blue Sky as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all later.